Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are building a Lego piece. It's the Speed Champions Oracle Red Bull Racing. And it's a Formula 1 car. If you guys like Formula 1 car, then you've come to the right place. Because I'm gonna be discussing a lot of Formula 1 stuff here. And I do personally love Formula 1 myself. It's kind of like my church. I watch it every Sunday whenever it's available. But lately I've been working on Sundays, so I usually have to watch it at a later time. So that's where the internet comes in handy. And if you guys didn't know, Formula 1 will be transitioning to Apple TV. So they're not gonna have their own stuff anymore. Oh, I don't know about this piece here. Why wasn't it in a bag or something? It's just freely loose. I don't know how I feel about that. I would have preferred if they put that in the bag. The stickers are pretty cool. They're nice. And the manual's kind of thick, to be honest with you. A little bit too much in there. Waste of paper and ink. Look at all that. That's a lot. And most of it's just one or two pieces. I mean, I think they could have done a lot better. Maybe even save some money and maybe make it less expensive by doing a better manual and not having a whole booklet. Yeah, I think that's probably why it's so expensive nowadays. They keep building these thick booklets. And right now I'm just gonna do bag 1 and 2. And there's a lot of pages just for bag 1 and 2. As you can see, there's only a few pieces on each page. Seems like a waste of space and paper. Look at that, 2 pieces, and another 2 pieces, and another 2 pieces. They really should like look at Gundam models and Bandai stuff. Learn from them. You don't need this much stuff for 1 and 2 pieces. They could have actually made it a little bit smaller and fit maybe 2 or even more into each page. Kind of like that on 33. Kind of fit everything in there. And for this first bag, there's a piece there on the bottom, as you can see. I don't know if you can see it, but I threw the bag away, and as I was trying to build it, I was missing a piece, and I ended up having to rummage through my trash trying to find it. Luckily, I was able to find it. So just be careful when you're taking stuff out of the bag that you actually have it all out and not leaving a piece in there. So anyway, back to my Formula 1 stuff. Where was I? I forgot. Oh yes, that Formula 1 will be aired on Apple TV now, since they kind of bought out the rights to show it. And I guess the only way to watch it now is to have Apple TV subscription. But I'm guessing they're probably still gonna have it available on ESPN or something. But yeah, I do have Apple TV, so I don't have much to worry about. I don't know what happens to the those announcers, because those announcers might not be with us on Apple TV, and I really like those announcers, especially the international announcers. So yeah, I didn't go with the hair. I just placed it there just to see how it looks. Then I just put the helmet on instead. So this model, this car model, I actually think it's probably the best looking car model out of all the Formula One. Out of the different eras of Formula One, I really love the design of this current one, or the 2023 to 2025, I believe. I don't remember when it started, that design. Might have been 2021. But yeah, I love that design. And it's kind of a shame that they're changing it for 2026. It's not gonna be the same. I feel like it's a bit of a step backwards. But I can understand why they need to do that, because the aerodynamics changes. They want it to be a lot quicker and faster and slimmer, more aerodynamics and better wind going through the car and out of the car, the backwash. But yeah, I'm gonna miss this old design. The entire build process here wasn't that bad. I only messed up a few times here and there, but that's bound to happen. So if you've watched my other videos, I did mention something about having a car that I'm going to build. Oh, sorry, I had to cough. That I was gonna build, and this wasn't it. That's not what I'm talking about. I have a wooden car that I'm going to build in the future. I just need to find the time to build it, because it's almost 1,000 pieces. So yeah, that's a lot. It's gonna take a lot of time. But for the moment, I'm just gonna build this Lego car. I like to start the year with a Formula One car. That might be my tradition for this channel. So we can start off Formula One, the new year of Formula One. It's also been kind of a tradition now to start off the year with Blokies, one of their Blokies stuff, since I started out with them at the very beginning when I first had this channel. I might continue that tradition every year if they're still around years from now, which I'm guessing they will be, because they're pretty popular and I love their stuff, and a lot of people love their stuff. And just as I'm recording this right now on January 15th, I actually just ordered the Thyone Action Edition, like just a couple of minutes ago, right before I'm doing this. So hopefully you'll be seeing that sometime in the future. It might be a while though, because I have a big backlog. But it is tempting though. I might actually end up building it first. Yeah, that Thyone character looks really good. Now you might notice that I didn't do an unboxing. And that's because there wasn't much to the unboxing. You've already seen it in the beginning. That was it. There's not much to unbox, so I didn't bother with that. I just combined it with this full build. But I did upload the 4x speed. That'll go a lot faster for those who don't want to see the whole thing and listen to me talk. Now these pieces here were kind of confusing. I'm actually putting this in the wrong way. It should go the other way. So don't follow what I'm doing right now. I actually want that pin to go the other way. You'll see later when I try to assemble and I'm confused. And honestly, I'm not sure why they choose certain pieces with certain colors, because once you assemble them, you don't see them. So what was the point? Like these clear plastic ones, once you assemble them, you don't really see them. So it didn't really have to be clear. As you can see here, because I assembled it incorrectly, I couldn't figure out how to place it in there. I finally, well, eventually I'll figure it out. That didn't do any that didn't make any difference. Yeah, took me a while. Not the brightest person in the barn here. Oh, I just figured it out. There you go. And it goes the other way, like that. And there are some leftover pieces. There's like a bunch of leftover pieces. I'm not really sure why they even include some of those pieces. because it's not one of those pieces that you might lose. Or at least I don't think I would lose him. But yeah, they did include a couple of extra pieces of certain things. Alright, well, it's starting to come along. So if you guys been watching Formula 1, it's a great thing that Lando Norris won. I honestly thought Verstappen would win, or even Piastri. I mean, to be honest, I'm actually more of a fan of Piastri than I am of Lando Norris. Even though I do like Lando Norris, but I was hoping Piastri would win. I think Piastri is actually a really great driver. I mean, he showed it. His first year out, he was winning a bunch of races. And I have a feeling Piastri might be world champion one of these days. And I think I've been hearing on YouTube that Piastri might actually move somewhere else, leaving McLaren. I'm not sure, but yeah, that would be a shame though, because he's doing well at McLaren. And yeah, I do like Lando Norris. Ever since he came on board, I've always been a big fan of his. But I always felt that he was his own worst enemy. And he was always running into car trouble and problems here and there. So he could have won easily, but because of his own issues, that kind of held him back. And Piastri could have won. He wasn't that far off from Lando Norris. I think the turning point for Piastri was, I remember in one of his interviews, there was a car upgrade for the McLaren, but he refused to use that upgrade because he said it was fine with the car that he had, and he didn't want to have to relearn how to use the new pieces and maneuver with them. And right then and there, when I first heard that, I was like, that's a bad idea. Shouldn't if you've got an upgrade, you should use it. And I was right, because without the upgrade, he didn't do as well as Norris. So that's why Norris started winning, because Piastri didn't want to upgrade. and that was a real shame. But that was his call, his fault. The engineers wanted him to get the new upgrades, but he refused, so too bad. He messed himself up. Nobody did that for him, he did it himself. So even though he's a great driver, but in that scenario, it wasn't very smart. If he only just went with the upgrade and learned how to use the new parts, he would have been where Lando Norris was, or even beyond Norris. Yeah, so if any of you are ever considering being a Formula 1 driver, if you're given an upgrade that can increase your speed, take it. Learn how to use it. Learn the intricacies of it. Adapt. Don't throw away that advantage like what Piastri did. And I saw immediately his pace went down. He wasn't as fast as Verstappen or Norris because he didn't have those upgrades. But yeah, Piastri could have been world champion if he only went with the upgrade. But that's my opinion. No one's said anything about that, just me. That's my observation. And I don't know if any of you were aware of that upgrade that he refused. Oh, you know what? I just realized that part at the end there, the tip, I placed them incorrectly. I have one going one way and the other going the other way. I just noticed that. Don't know why I didn't notice before. I might have to go back to take a look at my finished build and see what that is. See if I need to fix it. You can see there that smooth part at the tip. One's going one way, the other's going the other way. Completely opposite. Oh yeah, see the one on top there on the corner right? That's incorrect. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and change that. So oh well, I'm glad I'm doing this commentary because I actually noticed the errors. Look at that. Completely different. I never noticed it. Interesting. So back to Formula 1. Verstappen, if you didn't know, he won Driver of the Year 2025. And some people might disagree and say that Norris was the best driver 2025, but I do have to agree with the FIA. Verstappen was the best driver of 2025. Norris might be the world champ, but man, if you look at what Verstappen did throughout 2025, he was way back, and he fought all the way through and came to about 3 points of winning the world champion. So just imagine if he just won like one more race or something like that, or if his car didn't break down or whatnot, or he didn't get disqualified, or wait, I don't think he was ever disqualified. No, yeah, that was Norris and Piastri. So if nothing bad happened to his car, if it was running fine, he would have won the world champion. Yeah, the beginning of the year, the car wasn't running so great. And that's probably because of the whole stuff with Christian Horner. That kind of messes things up a bit. And I hear that Christian Horner might actually be going to was it Alpine? He's actually gonna buy the team. So that's gonna be interesting. I'm just wondering what engine he's gonna use. Is he gonna use the Honda engine that he helped develop? Probably, he might. I think Christian Horner, whatever you might think of him, he's one of the best team principal out there. I don't think without him, Red Bull wouldn't have won so many races. They're right up there with Ferrari, McLaren, Williams, of having the most wins. And we can only speculate on Christian Horner and his issues. We don't really know what happened. We can only speculate. But whatever, like I said, whatever you think of him, he's still one of the best team principal out there. And being the owner of Alpine, he could really take it to another level. Because once he has that total control, he'll be able to, it'll be unstoppable, I think. Just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. And I've been reading this morning that Sonoda might actually be going to Alpine. They're considering it. Well, that's interesting. I mean, every driver goes to Red Bull. The second driver, they're actually all pretty good. It's the problem is that the car is set up in a way that's for Verstappen and not for anyone else. So that's the problem there. I mean, every driver has their own preferences. And here we're missing page 52. I think they either forgot or... See, I'm flipping back and forth trying to find 52. Like, where is it? I think they actually forgot 52, or there isn't one, or maybe there is, but they didn't put it in there. It's 52. But anyway, yeah, just ignore it. It really didn't do anything. So as I was saying, Sonoda is actually pretty good, just as like everybody else, like Lawson and Perez. I mean Chico. And also Albon, for example, he's great. But because of the way Red Bull's cars are designed for Verstappen, no one else can drive it. I think Verstappen likes a more pointy car, a car that turns really quickly in the corners. But when you have a car that turns quickly in the corners, you also lose stability, so you don't have as much control. If it goes out under you, it pretty much goes into the wall. And that's the problem that a lot of these drivers have. They need that stability. Here you go. I almost missed one. I'm glad I did that. Yeah, always check if you've got everything out of the bag. So if you look at my channel, I don't have too many Lego pieces, and that's because I try to avoid them because they're too expensive, like way too expensive. Like this little model here, I was able to pick it up for $21 on sale at Costco, and that was the only reason I picked it up. But yeah, even at $21, it was still kind of expensive to me. They're just Lego pieces. When I was little, I used to play with these Lego pieces, and they weren't that expensive. I mean, like one of these blocks would cost like a penny or something, and you could buy a whole bunch of them. And it's definitely more worth it to buy a Gundam kit or something. One of those Bandai kits. It's less expensive. But yeah, I've had people request Lego blocks. Oh, and if you don't notice here, I placed it incorrectly. The one on the bottom, it's a little bit off-centered there. I have it way too far back there. I didn't notice it until later as I was trying to assemble these pieces. But yeah, it's gotten too expensive, and I think the Lego brand is starting to lose a lot of their customers because of that. They're pretty much pricing themselves out of the market, and this is why the Bandai stuff, the Gundam stuff, is getting more and more popular. So they're more affordable, and you do get more bang for your buck because they're like model where you can play around with them and pose them and whatnot, and they look so much better. I mean, I'm not trying to disparage Lego. I love Legos. It's just the problem is that it's too expensive. That's all. I still love Legos, but I don't buy them because they're too expensive. Yep, trying to get it lined up, but this one doesn't line up, and I was wondering why that was. I still didn't notice my mistake. And yeah, took me a while. Yep, not the smartest person in the barn here. Oh, there you go. I finally figured it out. And I hope you guys are liking this music here. I thought it was pretty cool. Actually using this same music with the 4X beat. Kind of has that Mass Effect vibe to it. I love that. And also this music that I love so much is also the same kind of music that I use for most of my videos. It's by Ben Elson at Epidemic Sound. So yeah, I love his stuff. He always has this futuristic kind of sound to it. Very Mass Effect kind of sound. And if you guys have ever played Mass Effect, you know what I'm talking about. So make sure the holes go on the outside like that. I'm talking about the model, not not other stuff. Oh yeah, so getting back to Sonoda and all that stuff. Yeah, Sonoda's a great driver, just like other drivers for Red Bull. And it's just a shame that he was doing so well at Williams. And when they pulled him out of Williams and into Red Bull, it just went downhill from there. Oh wait, I'm sorry, not Williams, but at the other sister team. The other the other Red Bull. Jeez, I forgot what the other the other one's called now. Just the Red Bull team. The sister Red Bull team. And in case you guys didn't know about the history of the other Red Bull team, it used to be another whatchamacallit, another company, another team that they went bankrupt, and the FIA and Formula One asked Red Bull to buy out that team in order to save one of the Formula One teams, and they agreed to, and that's why there's two Red Bull teams, and they're the only ones with two Red Bull with two teams in Formula One. Now, if you didn't notice, it's a little off-centered. See, it's a little bit too much on one side. I went back and fixed it after I finished doing all the videos and photo shoots and whatnot. I didn't realize it until afterwards. So the way to fix it is just to, pull it a little bit, push it a little bit to the bottom or to the left in order to center that red part, and it'll slide. And there's a lot of advertisements, even in a Lego piece. But it's required, they paid for the license, so anything with a Red Bull on it has to have their sponsors attached to it. Oh, I put this upside down, so it should be like that. Should be upside down on the blocks, as you can see. And for those of you who don't know much about haven't been following Formula One, a new team will be joining Formula One, the Cadillac. So there's gonna be 21 or 22 teams now. There's Cadillac and there's another one. What was it now? I forgot. I was just reading about Cadillac earlier, so that's why I remember it. The other one is yeah, I don't remember. Yes, I'm a big fan of Formula One, but I don't always remember everything. I mean, I can remember all the drivers and team principals and whatnot, but 2026 can be kind of new with all new regulations and new teams and whatnot. But from what I've been reading, seems like most of the teams are already behind because Red Bull, Mercedes, and what is it, McLaren, I think, have already figured out how to optimize the new engines and regulations and the aerodynamics. And once you have the engine set, that's pretty much, you can't really change it, or at least not in time. And so the Red Bull, Mercedes, and McLaren have already gotten their stuff all set, but the other teams, they might be behind because their engine setup is different, so it might not be as powerful, and it might take a while for them to change it and get the new ones. In a way, it's sort of like Red Bull at the beginning of 2025. They were a bit behind, but then eventually halfway through they caught up. And I'm guessing that's what's gonna happen for this year, 2026. It's gonna take the other teams a little while to catch up. But I do have a feeling that Verstappen will probably win 2026. I mean, he's a flat-out competitor. He's gonna want to win no matter what. That's his only goal, is to win. I mean, I've seen some of his podcasts where he does some racing. Well, not past podcasts, but YouTube videos where he's racing online with others. And the guy's competitive, even just sim racing. He just wants to win every time. And he's willing to go to the extreme to make sure he wins. But that's what it requires to be a world champion. I mean, it's more than just about the car. You could have a fast car, but if you don't have that drive of winning, then you're probably not gonna be a winner. And I think that's one of the problems with Leclerc. I feel like he doesn't have that drive to be a winner. I mean, he's a great driver, but you know, you just gotta be a bit more aggressive if you want to win. You see all the Formula 1 racers, they're all pretty aggressive. They're willing to take some chances and ruffle a few feathers in order to get that win. I feel like Leclerc is too nice. I mean, that's really bad word to say to a Formula 1 driver. It's, you're too nice. And I think that's what ruined Albon. Alexander Albon? Yeah, he was trying to be too nice. I think he stopped being too nice. Yeah, once he got to Williams, after a while he's just stopped being too nice. And now he's winning races. I mean, Formula 1 isn't about making friends and being nice. It's about winning races. And you gotta do what you gotta do to win races. Even if it pisses other people off. Verstappen is good at that. So is Lewis Hamilton. And so's Schumacher and Senna and Prost and all those champs and Norris. I mean, in 2025, Norris pissed a couple of people off. I mean, outside of the competitive sports, then yes, it's okay to be nice. But when you're in a competitive position like Formula 1 or any kind of sports, you gotta stop being nice. And if you can't stop being nice, then you're not gonna win. I mean, if you look at Piastri, he's definitely not nice when he's out there, but he's a really nice guy. Just like Verstappen and Hamilton, they're really nice guys outside of the racing, outside of the ring. But once you're inside the ring, everyone's your enemy. Everyone's your competition. Your competitor, you gotta beat them. It becomes almost like one of those movies, like Battle Royale, you know? Gotta have that one winner. Only one person can win. Those things look like little spoons. When I saw it, I thought they were spoons. I was like, did they give me a wrong stuff in here? These are little spoons. They're actually mirrors. Side mirrors. Okay, if you're still listening to this, thank you for sticking around. We don't have much left to go here. It's about maybe 20 20-30 minutes left. So at first I didn't realize what this pieces was, but it's actually the halo. Did I pronounce that right? Halo, the halo. And that part that attached to the car, it's actually in the wrong position. You'll see later. And I had to change it. You have to twist it around a little bit. It's interesting that in this Lego piece, the halo is probably the weakest part, whereas in the real world, that's the strongest part. It's kind of rubbery. Here you go. This is where I had to twist it around, because you need to be able to fold it forward or have it pivot forward to come down. As you can see here, you have to be able to pivot downwards. I guess. Yeah, this thing looks like one of those crowbar or something. Here you go. The completed halo comes down like that. Now I saw the same model for other cars, and it doesn't attach that way, which is kind of weird. Why would they have this attached a little bit differently? The halo comes down and it attaches to something, but this one doesn't. It just comes down. And as you can see, the halo, the front part, it's a little bit crooked. I did go back later to fix it and straighten it out a bit. And we're actually building the front nose. Oh no, wait! This is the back wing. The rear wings. So back to Formula One, as I was saying before, I think Verstappen will actually win 2026, and I feel like Piastri might come close because he was pretty competitive last time. If he actually went with the upgrade this this year he'll probably do better. Because I don't think the guy is would want to give up. He'll just keep going, pushing. And I'm really glad Alexander Albon's still around, so I really like the guy. And if you guys didn't know, pretty much the same race as Albon. He's Thai and I'm Thai, so that's why I kind of support him. And he's also a mama's boy. Kind of a mama's boy myself. And yeah, Alex is a great racer, just needs a good car and more aggressiveness. But I think what really ruined him was that one time when he was racing really hard and he was saying that other people were racing really hard against him. It's like, okay, you're in Formula 1. That's what's supposed to happen. I think that kind of ruined his reputation a little bit. But yeah, I still like him. He's a great guy. And it's just too bad with Hamilton over at Ferrari. They're not doing so well. I think it's Ferrari's own arrogance that's holding them back. They kind of think that they know what's right when Hamilton's trying to help them. I mean, Hamilton's got 8 world champions, so he knows what he's doing, and they just need to listen to him. That's always been Ferrari's biggest downfall, their arrogance. And I do apologize if there are Ferrari fans out there, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You've already seen it. Ferrari hasn't won a race in a long time, so there's a reason for that. But yeah, I'm not a Ferrari hater or anything. Just saying what I'm seeing. And some of you might actually agree. You want them to win. We all want Ferrari to win. But, you know, they have that arrogance in their team that prevents them from winning. And I'm certainly not a big fan of Lewis Hamilton. I mean, I think he's a great driver, one of the best in the world, and he technically won 8 world championships. That time when with Verstappen and whatnot, the whole issue, I thought Hamilton won. Yeah, I was pretty much on the side of Hamilton there. no shade against Verstappen. I mean, he didn't do anything wrong. It was the FIA. They were the ones who kind of ruled it and overruled it, and pretty much let Verstappen go and beat Hamilton. Even though Hamilton actually won. He won, pretty much, yeah, there's no doubt about it. But because they changed all of a sudden, they were supposed to go on following the cars in front of them. If they just followed their own rules, Hamilton would have won. But even though, all said and done, I still think Hamilton is one of the best driver ever. I might not be a big fan of his, but yeah, I still consider him the best Formula 1 driver ever. Right up there with Schumacher. And Verstappen's about to be up there too with Hamilton and Schumacher. Okay, so now we're building the front wing and the tires. Oh, this is the back part. Those little lights at the back. I always wonder why they had so many lights on the back like that. They just need one solid ones. Don't need multiple little ones. Maybe just in case one of them failed, so they need extra ones. I don't know. I'm just guessing. See, I love these little things for the wheels, the way it curves up like that. I think it looks awesome, and it's really a shame that they're not doing that anymore for 2026. It just makes it look very realistic. Or I mean futuristic. I'm sorry, futuristic. And with the look of the 2026 car, it just doesn't look as futuristic. It just looks like it's going backwards. Like we're not trying to be futuristic anymore. We're trying to go back to that classic look or something. Which is fine, but yeah, I'd prefer more futuristic look. Even the EV ones, the electronic, the races that they have, whatever you call them, the EV races. Yeah, those have kind of a somewhat futuristic looking vehicles or design. Some of them not my favorite, but yeah, they could have adapted some futuristic looking design to it. Formula 1 definitely need to evolve and be more futuristic looking, more modern. And the 2025 ones look very modern. But 2026, the design looks like it's going backwards. Like we're back into the 1990s or something. Now, speaking of going backwards, I hear that they might actually bring back the V8 engine, if I'm not mistaken, like in the 2028 or something like that. Either a V6 or V8 engine. And they're also getting rid of some of the EV stuff, the electronic stuff. Maybe I was reading it incorrectly. Oh, one of the pieces that I put there in the front that has two holes there, yeah, that's wrong, so I needed to remove that. It's supposed to be just one sticking out, not two. And it's really hard to take these apart once you put them in. It's not like a Gundam model where you can just like pry it open. Because once it's in, it's pretty much in. It's kind of tough to take it apart. You have to pretty much take everything apart. There you go. I got one, and one. I was wondering why I couldn't fit that in there. And speaking of the front wing, this year they have a new front wing that allows the opening and closing of the front wing elements on the sides. So that's gonna be interesting. There's no more DRS, if you guys haven't been reading the news. They won't be using DRS anymore. But they will be using the flaps in the front and the back. Oh wait, let me think. Did they get rid of DRS? I thought I don't remember it anymore. I think they did. But yeah, the front wing will be able, they'll be able to open and close it, which will make it go a lot faster than before. So don't quote me on that DRS thing. I don't remember anymore. But I'm pretty sure they did get rid of the DRS stuff. You know, I have a prediction for the future. I have a feeling that Verstappen will be leaving Red Bull in the future for another team. He could possibly go to Ferrari or Mercedes. That's just my prediction. But we'll find out sooner or later. Yeah, every driver wants to race for a different team. Teams that they like or offer the most money. Just like Hamilton going to Ferrari. It's like almost everybody wants to go to Ferrari at least once. And if you guys didn't know, Verstappen already raced for Ferrari in the Nuremberg. He had the fastest lap ever at Nuremberg with a Ferrari, with a GT3 car, I believe, something like that. So it's the fastest track time ever in a race with a GT3 car, not one of those fancy hypercars. But yeah, there's a video out there of him driving through Nuremberg. And even other drivers there say he went pretty fast, like scary fast. So, and he was driving a Ferrari. And I believe at other times he actually drove for Mercedes, I believe, in another competition. So that's why I'm guessing he's probably in the future he's gonna go over to Ferrari or Mercedes, because he's already driven for them in a different kind of race. And if you guys didn't know, Verstappen has his own racing team, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. It's one of those I don't remember which kind of race, but yeah, he's got his own little racing team. And I think it's sponsored by Red Bull or something like that. So essentially the guy's got it made. I mean, Verstappen's got everything he wants, including the girl. Nelson Piquet, Nelson Piquet's daughter. I mean, I gotta admit, she's a gorgeous woman though. I mean, she was a model. I don't know if she still is a model, but yeah, she was a model. And we're almost done here. Just gotta add in the tires. Oh, and these little pieces here, you gotta be careful. Once it's assembled, it kinda can come off easily. And you'll see later, it kinda attaches to the sides, but it's attached only by one little point. so you can easily bend it and it can fall off. Sure, it's a lot of advertisements for a Lego model, but it's required. They always have to have their sponsors on there, no matter what. Yeah, I actually wanted to buy a jacket, a racing jacket, without all the logos, but they don't make them. I actually asked one of the manufacturers if they could make something without the logo, and they did, but it doesn't look like the racing suits. It just looks like regular clothes, which I wasn't fond of. I wanted the racing clothes without the logo. See what I mean here? It attaches to only that one little spot there. So when you hit it, it bends. Or it might even fall off. So just don't grab it by there. Grab it by the sides, the larger sides, where the Oracle name is, or even further down. So I guess that might be the only fragile piece, is that those side stuff there. See, right now it's already a little bent because I touched it. The one on the bottom. I believe for 2026 the tire's gonna be different sizes instead of the same size. But I kinda like the same size tires. Yeah, it looks a little odd to me when the back tires is bigger than the small tires. I don't know, you might disagree. I like my tires to be similar. It also simplifies the whole tire change, because it's pretty much the same tires. Just buy the same stuff instead of having two different sizes every time. Alright, and that's it. We're pretty much done here. Oh, I still have the character. He's still holding that wrench, a huge, monstrous wrench. I don't think anyone ever really used a wrench that big, except for someone who works in construction. And I want to thank you, everyone, for still sticking around with me and listening to me talk here for about an hour and 25 minutes. We are pretty much done. And it was a easy build, not too expensive, but I won't be buying too many of these Lego builds though. Alright, well, thank you everyone for watching. I'm gonna sign off pretty soon here as we go around looking at this. See that piece there? It's already coming loose. That last piece that I put in there, that only had one spot for the joint. See, I just touched it and it came apart. It's almost falling off. I didn't even notice it. Alright everyone, well that's it. Thank you for watching this video and listening to me talk. And please like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.